Third episode of the Creative Nexus with my boy Zeke. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Thank you for being here. How
Not
are you,
bad.
bro?
Not too bad. How you doing?
You're good. Last time I saw you was when we shot with Avi's. Right?
Yeah.
We did a little campaign for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last time I saw you. You killed it with the pictures, though. They were pretty clean.
Thank you, man. I
That's what you
appreciate
shoot
that.
normally, right? You shoot a lot of restaurants.
Yeah, that's how I, especially in San Diego, that's kind of how I got my start. Is with and I had no food experience or anything like that beforehand too. So, yeah, I once I got the first job doing work for restaurants, I was kind of like, all right, well, it's time to learn. So,
What was your first fuck up?
oh man, using trying to shoot at night. They brought me out to do a food shoot, and at the time I was like, oh, it's fine, I'll just use flash. And not that you can't use flash, but I just had a shitty little flash attachment for the top of my camera.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, I destroyed that entire shoot, and
No
not
way.
not in a good way. No.
And did they? I destroyed it. And they did they get mad at it? Did they get you paid? Did they ask for their money back, refund or whatever?
I mean, they were they actually liked the photos. Now looking back on them, I'm like, I can't believe I fucking turned that in. But
No way. It's funny because I remember when I started, my clients loved the work, and I
Yeah.
look back at my work and it was trash, right? And I just think about it they don't realize what good or bad video is because they're not creatives, right? So for them it's oh, this is good, but it's for us we're super hypercritical with our job, so it's
absolutely.
that's good, man. And then
Yeah.
I know you also focus on music videos, right? How is that? You just really shot one, right? And you use my overlays.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Appreciate
saying.
that, man.
Yeah, hell yeah,
I
man. Those
appreciate
are
that.
awesome. I
Came out
appreciate
good.
those. Yeah. I've started getting into music videos. I've done a couple when I was in college, just kind of fucking around, and then from there, I just kind of I don't know. It's always something. It's just I love the creative flexibility you have shooting music videos, because yeah, you want to kind of have a storyline with some shit, but still there's so much whatever you want to do, try out some different fucking crazy colors while you're using the lighting, you can do weird angles,
Any
all sorts of-
location.
exactly. It's
Right.
just you can make anything fit, which is so much fun for me. But yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. How many videos you shot for music videos? A
Ooh.
lot, or you got recently? You just got into that industry, right?
Yeah, I think I have about 20 under my belt now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. And they all are here in San Diego.
I
Right.
was gonna say besides the 3 I shot back home, all of them here in San Diego. Yeah.
Oh, it's nice. Yours from Pennsylvania, you told me.
Yeah, Pennsylvania. I'm up in Wellsboro, which is in the ass crack of nowhere. There's
No shit, really.
Yeah.
I never heard about that place. I mean, I heard about the place, but I have no idea how it is. You think you will have a future over there as a creative artist or not?
I mean, I hope to. It's the money wise, I'm definitely because I started getting into more commercial stuff, and I think obviously yeah, there's more money to be made there. But what I have to say the most fun I have is probably shooting music videos. I do hope that it's something that I can progress with too. But yeah, otherwise I'm just having
Yeah,
fun.
and you're killing it, honestly.
Thanks,
So
man.
that's
Appreciate
the main industry you like to shoot, music videos.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I would say that's probably my favorite. Besides doing just normal portraits and stuff like that too.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, I it's so much fun working with artists, because they're also super passionate about all the shit that they do, and
Yeah.
I'm passionate about what I do. So when you bring those two heads together, you can make some really fun shit.
Absolutely. And you mentioned your portraits, man. I want to talk about that because your pictures are unique.
Thank you.
I want to ask you for the process. How's your creative process when it comes to those pictures? I actually have some
Yeah, hit me.
screenshots right here. I put them in the video, but you just scroll this way, right? Feel free to scroll this
Yeah.
way. This one, you can explain me that picture. Oh,
Uh,
explain me your process. Do you smoke when you do all this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I will smoke while I do this stuff. So the mushroom head people.
Yeah.
So I end
I
up
seen it a
making
lot.
a separate page for those guys, and it's been I mean, it gets pretty decent attention, but
They're great, dude. Yeah,
Thank you.
they're like I said, Mark, the owner of Avi's,
yeah.
and I were mentioning that your work is unique. Oh, have you seen his work? His mushrooms and all this
Yeah.
stuff he does. It's super unique, bro. It's unique. I never seen it.
Thank you. And it's
Thank
I just made one night, and I was oh, people liked it. And I was I had fun fucking making it, so I was I'll make a few more. And then I think I have almost 40 pieces done or some shit.
You have a lot
that
of
now.
content, man. I was stalking you, and I was just going down, and I was never ending, dude.
Yeah.
You have 3,000 posts, dude, some shit like that. I'm
well,
God damn.
That's what I was gonna say. I literally have shit from when I very first started all the way until now. Because like some people like, I mean, like I get like keeping like a clean Instagram and whatnot, but like I don't know. I like seeing the transgression. And to be honest, who the fuck is gonna scroll through
Absolutely,
2,000 posts? Like,
and
no.
I mean, I also saw a few of your pictures. You repost them. You recycle the content, right? Which is cool. I saw the one that I have right there. There's one of like a weed face looking guy, and you posted like two times, and it's good because it would be selfish from us that, especially with all the posts that you do, it would be selfish of your site, but guess that everybody saw your content.
Exactly. And I was gonna say, like, honestly, I usually like to keep fresh it, but every now and then I'm like, if it's like, because I think I did that for like 420 or something, so I was like, just gonna put that in there. Like,
how long it takes you to edit these pictures, roughly?
So that depends. Like, if I'm like, sometimes I start with an idea, and if I have like an idea in my head already, I can probably bang that shit out in like 30 minutes or so.
Damn.
And then, but like sometimes if I'm just kind of like, sometimes I push myself to like just make something like some like, you just need to like, I don't know. I just feel like with especially like video editing, photo editing, whatever, like you need to push yourself to practice more, because you got to keep sharpening that blade up. Like, because you stop doing it, that shit gets dull. So,
yeah, absolutely. No, that makes sense. And that I agree on that. You have to like practice and practice new tools, right? Everybody asks me, what program do you use? What do you shoot with? And at the end of the day, it's like when it comes to editing, it's like you have to learn the tools, and then you'll get creative with it.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, I feel like people get caught up on like having the nicest camera, having like what are you editing with? But like really, it's just like how can you make your vision real? And I just think it doesn't matter what tools you use to bring it to life. It's just whatever whatever you can learn and get comfortable with too. I think
So, and make it look unique standing out, because a lot of people focus on the perfection when they should be focusing on how I can be different, how my content can be different from other people, And that's what I brought you to the podcast, because I really like your content. Everything is like I met you. That's not one of my pictures. That one is one of my favorite. It's super simple, man. But when I saw it, I thought it was like an ad for a brand.
Well, this was actually, he sent me, this is one of my clients, Mike. He sent me a few just like iPhone photos that he took in the mall. Yeah, so
you didn't even take the pictures?
I didn't even take the picture for it. He was just like, can you like just make something out of this? So I was like, sure, I'll make something. So we just played around with a few ideas, and I was like, I was like looking at like Andy Warhol bullshit. So I was just like, that kind of is like how I got that like color pop kind of stuff going.
And I think that's where our best jobs turn out, when clients told us, do your thing. They don't try to like limit yourself and creativity. They're like, oh, do whatever you want, do what you got it. I hire you for a reason. Go out.
And those are my favorite clients too, because those are clients that have like taken the time to look through your work. They have an idea of what you can do, so they trust you off the bat. Like, and then when you get people that are kind of like, oh, I want it this way. Can you do it like this color grade? Well, I'm like, that's not necessarily like my style for things. Like, and sometimes I'm happy to be a little bit flexible.
Absolutely,
that kind of stuff.
You have
to. And it just, but like otherwise, like when you're coming to someone, like I'm assuming you've like seen some of my work at least. So like, not just coming in blind. You're like,
that happened to me recently. One of a client, she reached out. Well, it doesn't matter. Reach out, and they were like, oh, can you create something like this? Oh no, Sharmi, I like your work. I want to create something like this. Something super simple. And I'm like, dude, you can create this on your own. You don't need to hire me for that. I'll rather teach you how to do it, because it's like hiring a chef to make some X for you. Like, nah, dude, don't do that. It's offensive. Like I said, like I can be flexible for it. You have a budget. I need to work. I need to make money. Let's work something out together. But
exactly. Well, and that's why I like, honestly, like a lot of people too. Like, I don't mind. Like, I know I could go make some money doing this, but like sometimes it's good to teach people how to fish too. Like, just like it's like, because like for simple stuff like that, like I don't like, if you're just trying to make some like daily content here and there, use your phone. Like, don't like. Especially if it's just something stupid where you just like want to like make like a little 30-second shout out. Use your phone. There's no, like, I would love to come down and shoot that, but like it's not even worth it. Like, you might as well just film it on your phone though. Like,
and it's not worth it, because she's gonna post something that is gonna be forgotten in like 24 hours, right? Like, she's gonna post it, and there's no way, fuck, dude. there's no point of her spending money with us when she can create that real quick, and it's not even gonna monetize it. We can, but then, I always tell my clients, if you're gonna hire me for an ad that you're gonna run, let's go all in. For your website banner, let's go all in. But is there something like to flex or whatever, dude, you can do it on your own.
Well, and I also think too, then your clients, one, you're teaching them something, so you're providing value right there, and then they appreciate that, and then also that's a good chance to, like, you're helping build that relationship, so they're like, yeah, maybe like, oh yeah, we can take care of these little things, but like we want to actually shoot some like serious big projects with you, like they're gonna come to you, like right to you, because like
Yeah, agree with you.
yeah, they trust you.
It also depends on the clients, because I have some clients and they're like, yeah, they have so much money that like, I don't care, I just want to pay you even if it's like super simple. But I'm like, nah, I don't want to do this. So I always like to suggest to my friends and stuff, you know, like people that's starting or whatever. That way they can open their doors to new businesses, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it all depends on clients. What is your worst experience you ever had with a client?
Ooh. I honestly, like, I haven't really had too many, but I've got
Name
like
him, bro. Name him. We'll put him on blast.
there's this one lady I worked with. She was a private chef, and we set up like a deal. Like I said, I'll come out like and I'll shoot 2 videos each month, and then like if we want to do like photos or whatever while I'm there, I'm like I'll do that for like we'll do like 1,000 a month for something like that. So I was
Nice.
like, so we set up a deal, and I came out and did the first shoot. I did like some product photography or whatnot, and then she like paid me for the first part of the month, and then I didn't hear anything else from her for like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. And I was like, all right, so like I would just reach out to her, and then before I reached out to her, I saw she was like posting like more videos and stuff, and I was like,
No way.
yeah, I was
like
like
high quality videos, or
no, I was like,
Okay.
well, because she was like, I'd ask her, I was like, hey, I was wondering, I was like, all right, like, I was like, when are you like ready for the next shoot? She's like, well, my friend reached out to me and said he could shoot everything for free for me. So I was like, all right, well, I was like, I mean, we did like we have a contract for like 1 month, so I mean like doing like a monthly basis. So I was like, if you want to cancel it out, that's fine, but like I just need like the rest of the month then, and we
Yeah.
we can call it.
oh, you do
good.
contracts, like make
Yeah.
them sign and everything.
That's I've been moving towards that way more, just like even for simple shit, it's just nice to have
Right.
some like, and 99% of people I work with, a handshake and like just your word
Okay.
is more than enough. I feel
Yeah.
like, but like
Yeah, absolutely.
it is nice just to have something there just in case anyone like, because you have that like you get that bad apple every now and then that's trying to like pull some shit with you.
Yeah,
which,
it's funny because I went through an experience with a client. It was super close to me. They tried to sue me, and everything. And even I have that bad experience, dude, I haven't even started doing contracts. It's because I'm like, I just trust people, you know. But I mean,
and,
ever since I had that bad experience, it was something that I consider one of my closest friends,
jeez.
and just for some dumb that I didn't sign a contract for them,
Yeah.
they were like coming up with this shit, trying to sue me and stuff, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Dude, and that like that kind of shit drives me crazy. Like I just don't like, and it's just nice having that contract because like yeah, it might seem extra, but like for when shit like that happens, it's nice to have something like that to fall back on because it's just like
And it looks professional too, right?
It does. It
I
definitely
just
does.
hire a model to create a Zara video, right?
Yeah.
And then when I normally ask for models rates, they just send me like, you know, a text. I charge this much, right? But she actually sent me a price sheet. She sent me a her how do you call it, like book look or whatever, the shots that she has done, the brands she worked with, and I appreciate that, you know, like, oh shit, she's not just an extra another model. It's like she takes her job seriously,
Which is not, and it's fun working with people like that too, because it's like you take your job seriously, and so do they. So like, again, like just having 2 people that are passionate about what they do, bring that shit together. You can make something like even fucking cooler than you ever thought too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like I said, like they know they're being paid, so they do their best job.
And I was gonna say too, paying people too is super important because like that, it just keeps everybody on their best. I think too, because it's just like then they know they're invested into it, and you don't have to worry about anything like that, especially for like extras too. But then also like even for getting paid, I usually like to collect like I'll do like a 50% deposit up front, and then I'll collect the rest like either before editing or after editing, but like
Really?
at some point. But
I like to do. I don't start editing until the video's paid off, dude.
all the way.
Just
See,
because-
but you're smart though, because it's
Yeah.
like because I've even had times where like, and then that's why I also still put in my like I'll put in my contract too, like you
Nice.
get like maybe 1 round of like free revision because like otherwise they'll sit there and
They
like
go over and over.
well
Dude.
then you'll do exactly what they asked for, and then the next day they're like, oh, I changed my mind, can you change it back? And I'm like, all right, but like that's just like I don't want to sit here going back and forth. So I'm like, if you give them 1 round of free revision, chances are they'll actually sit down, watch the video, take notes, and then be like, all right, here are the changes I want made.
Of course, dude.
And then it just runs smoother for everyone.
And I had this client that I delivered her video, and then she was cool with it. And then after 3 months, you know what? I want to change something. I mean, it's been 3 months. I already deleted your project. It's not even on my. I told, oh, you know what? I lost the hard drive with it. I went to Arizona, which was a lie. But I was like, dude, I'm not gonna do your changes for something super simple that
Yeah.
you know. So you say you're from Pennsylvania, right?
Mm-hmm.
How was the transition from coming from there to here and having no clients, dude?
So, I mean, yeah, like when I was fresh out of school, so at the time I was delivering Chinese food. So I was like, I didn't really have like much of like an actual like job besides like maybe making extra like $100 on the weekend or some bullshit like that. But yeah, it was weird, man. It was really weird coming here. You have to step outside of yourself, like, cause like for me, I'm definitely more like introverted, but like when you come here and you have no clients, nothing, you have to step.
Yeah, dude.
You got to step up and like just
Hustle.
exactly.
Right.
And that's like when I first moved here, I was like charging bird scooters to like make money at first and stuff too.
No way.
And just like I'd sell stuff on eBay. I still sell stuff on eBay.
Really?
But, like, yeah, but like just to like make some money when I first come in too. But and then finally, yeah, once I got that first job from like they're called OMG Hospitality, and that was like with like the restaurant job. And then from there, I've just been able to like kind of like get my foot up and start getting clients and just having like regular workflow, which is nice.
Are you full time right now?
Yeah, full time. I'm just all on my own. Yeah.
For how long?
I-
You've been full time.
I would say about like a year and a half now on like.
Oh, nice. Same as me.
Yeah,
nice, dude.
full time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Were you scared at the beginning, bro?
I was scared, but like after, like especially like after COVID hit too, because a lot of my work was coming from the restaurants. So when COVID first hit, I was like dead in the water for like 3 months. So I was like, all right, it's time to pivot, because I'm like, I didn't go to school to become like a food or cocktail photographer. So I was like, I just got so comfortable doing that shit. So I was like, all right, now it's time to like
Something else.
yeah, like I went to school, I learned all the shit. So I'm like, I need to, yeah, like there's other ways that I can be successful besides just like focusing on this one thing. And that's why I'm like, when people ask me like what I do, sometimes it's hard to say, because like I don't necessarily have a specific like niche. I'm like, I like helping people make shit, especially if it's like something I can get behind too. Like I don't know, I just like helping people bring like ideas to life.
Yeah, so you shoot every industry.
Yeah.
Have you shot weddings?
I have shot weddings.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Really?
I'm definitely with the team, I think it would be a lot more enjoyable. But like I did it I shot a whole wedding by myself, and I just was busting ass the whole time. Like I'd probably for like 7 hours, 8 hours, I just was like just moving around the entire time.
You get your shots though?
Yeah,
All
I got
of
my
them?
shots, which is nice. But I was just like, it would be cool to have
Too much, huh?
Yeah,
I did 3 weddings, and I've done 3 weddings in my life, bro. And
Yeah.
I'm like, never again. When they reach out, like, you do weddings now. Here's my boys that do wedding. They're perfect at what they do.
And I don't take very many. The one like the most recent one I did was actually for one of the rappers I've like done some music videos for.
Nice.
And he hit me up. He was like, "Yeah, could you shoot my wedding for me?" And I was like,
Fuck, I'm gonna get married. Let's do a music video on it. Might as well. Let's leverage it. Let's leverage that.
"Yeah, that's why I was
cool,
like,
man.
yeah, I'm happy." I was like, "All right, I'll make an exception to do this."
No, that's
for you,
cool,
but,
bro.
Yeah,
That's cool. Like I said, the industry I don't like to shoot is at weddings and events. I don't like to shoot events.
that's what.
It's almost the same thing.
Yeah, I'll shoot like events if the price is right. It just depends. And to be honest, yeah, it's not necessarily very creative work, which is why like for me, like I don't mind doing it, but especially even for like editing too, there's not like
It's easy work. Absolutely.
It's just you're basically just editing in chronological order of how you shot everything, which is it does make it like
Put some
smooth,
glitches
but-
in it. Makes it look cool. People love that shit, dude.
Exactly. Just get some nice music to flow with. I just bought Artlist too, so I've been like,
Me too.
yeah, I was using Motion Array at first.
How was it?
Motion Array, they have really great like little templates and shit to build off of, but when it comes to music, it's like elevator music. So I'm like, it's hard to like, and especially when I'm sitting there, I have to hear the song probably like 50, 60 times. So I'm like, I want to like put something that I also like, and then that gives energy to the video too.
And you get a lot of variety, huh? I used to have Epidemic Sound,
Yeah.
and then it was just getting so, I don't know, it wasn't like as good. I had it for like 6 months, and I know this is not it. And
Yeah.
I just got an Artlist, and dude, have sound effects. I pay like the package for sound effects.
I accidentally, when I did it, I bought the sound effects first. And I was like, fuck,
You have
meant
to
buy
bro.
the music.
No,
So I was-
leverage it, dude.
But then
Yeah.
I was happy actually afterwards when I was like, all right, because like Motion Array had sound effects too, but I'm like, the quality of the sound effects were nothing compared to Artlist. I'm like, Artlist, it's like, I don't feel embarrassed using something like this in my
Yes.
video. The other one, I'm like, it sounds like you recorded this through like a tin
Yourself.
can. Yeah.
No,
So,
yeah, I mainly get my sound effects from, like I said, Artlist and Envato Elements. I don't know if you heard about that program.
Yeah, Envato. I've used that like a few times for music videos to get like just like
Templates.
like templates, graphics, whatever. Like just something. I can throw up quick, but like,
and it saves you time, bro. I mean, a lot of people like don't agree on like the AI coming like too fast because anybody can edit a video, make it look cool. But I'm cool with it, dude. Like, if it makes my job easier, fuck it, I don't mind.
That's what I think too. I'm like,
which is what I do in Bottle Elements. I download a lot of templates, and they just like replace the picture and it looks cool,
Exactly. Well, I always believe in working smarter, not necessarily harder. I mean,
or both.
He's
either of both.
But you combine those two together, it is a beautiful thing. I gotta say, but like, like if you can find something to save yourself like hours of time, do that, because then that also frees you up to work on all this other stuff
or learn some new stuff.
Exactly. That's why I have the like full-time filmmakers like class.
Did you bought it? How you like it, man?
I like it.
Isn't nice. Like how much is it?
My friend, it's like actually Sam and I showed that kind. I think it was like $400 or something like that.
That's not bad. Wait, for the program?
Yeah, for the whole for like all the courses and stuff. I mostly got it for like to learn, because that was like the one thing, like I love like my school that I went to for like to learn like cinematography and shit like that. But when it came to actually making money, they don't really teach, unless you want to shoot sports, news, or weddings. They don't teach you how to make money, which I'm like, almost all these kids are going to be freelancing as soon as they come out. So I'm like, sports and stuff like sports and news, like that's going to be like probably like a salary position. Like now these people, I'm like, you're not like, so you're giving them one option for freelancing, which I think it's fucking stupid. Like that's just like, I think you're shorting people by doing that kind of stuff. But
yeah, I think the business side of the creative industry is like super. Not a lot of people jumps in it, I know I know like people that are super talented, and just because they don't know this business side of the creative business, they're not making it. And I know people that is, I don't want to say trash, but it's not as good as them, and they're like pretty good at the business talk, and they're making so much money, man.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like, it's especially in today's market too. Is like, if you know how to market yourself and like you're good with the business side, you can get away with half-ass kind of videos and photos. Like people like, because people like, as long as you know how to market yourself, people eat that shit up like candy. But like, that's just how it is, man.
It is how it is. Yeah, absolutely. Give me 1 second, bro.
Yeah, you're good.
Babe, I'm shooting, babe. I'm shooting the podcast.
So sorry.
No worries, you good. I'll call you later.
I'm so sorry. I just wanted to make sure you were good. You didn't. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, I love you.
I'm literally so sorry. I love
No worries,
you.
babe. Have like one more. I love you. Bye.
You're gonna do great. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
I love you.
Bye.
Oh my.
Right, sorry about that.
Nah, you're good, man. You're
We have some back difficulty to hear one camera turn off. My bad. Oh, is it off? Okay, I'll wait for you. You're doing great, bro. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
You're doing
man.
great, bro.
No problem.
Cheers for that. Cheers for that.
Cheers.
I'm gonna take this up, bro. It's fucking annoying. Is it good?
It's so weird hearing yourself.
On top. Put it back. Yeah, hold on. Put it back. Now put it back on. There you go. Nice. Nice. Ready? Let's do it. We have some difficulties for it. We apologize for that. So back to the business talk.
Yeah.
So would you ever? You're a freelancer right now, right?
Yeah.
Would you ever sign a contract with somebody to go full time with them?
Yeah. I mean, if the offer is correct, and that's something I'm passionate about too, because I do like the freedom of being like a freelancer, because you get to, it's in the fucking name itself, freelancer, but like still, like, it's just cool to be able to like take on all these different projects and stuff. And yeah, I mean, if a company or a brand came along to me and offered me something like that, I would definitely be interested in it. But like, yeah, I mean, I just have to weigh that out,
Absolutely. Something that I like to always share with my friends. When I was starting this company, wanted to offer me a full-time job, right? Meaning like exclusively, no, just working for me, nobody else, and stuff. And I was like, okay, let's do it, And I thought it was a lot of money at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I asked one of my mentors and stuff, and he said, if the contract or where they're not paying you what you can make potentially as a freelancer, don't take it. For example, let's just throw numbers. If you can do 3 videos a day, right?
Yeah.
Just for $300 each one, right? Just say that. That's like, it's closer to 1G. If you can make potentially 1G a day, they have to pay you. If they want to do like exclusive contract just for you, they have to pay you $30,000 a month.
Yeah.
Just to work for them. Why? Because that's something that you can do potentially.
Yeah.
Right. And dude, and when he told me that, I'm like, dude, yeah, you're right. And I didn't sign the contract, and ever since then, I'm just being a freelancer, and I love it, dude. Yeah. You get to charge more.
Well, and that's why I agree too. And that's like when I was first starting out with the hospitality company, I was working like 40, 50 hours a week for a while, and I was like, money wise, I was like, it was making sense because I was working a lot of hours, so like the hourly rate paid up. But like, I mean, now that like even with after COVID, that shit has not caught back up yet. So I'm like, it doesn't make sense for, like, I'm happy to still do work for them, but like now instead of like me relying on them for a schedule, they have to work around my schedule, which
is good.
Which is because it doesn't make sense. I'm like, I'd love to come shoot the food, but like if I'm shooting a music video that day, it doesn't make sense for me to walk away from like anywhere from like $800 to $1,200, like just to come shoot food for like maybe like $200-$300.
Yeah,
so
and
like,
probably the same time, same amount of hours.
Exactly. And I was gonna say, I do love shooting food, so I can't really say anything about that. But like, still, like if they want me to come out and shoot like events and stuff like that, that to me is not like I'll do it, but like it's definitely not like if something else pops up, I'm probably gonna take that instead.
Yeah, of course, whoever pays the more, you're gonna go to. I mean,
it just makes sense from a business standpoint. Like and they made it pretty clear too. Like they're like trying to save money and do a business standpoint, which I get that too. But I'm like, if I have the opportunity to make like 3 times what you guys are about to pay me, I'm gonna run off into 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad that a lot of people don't like, a lot of businesses don't want to invest their money on content, which is like I don't want to say like the what makes you the money, but it's something that makes you stand out, right? They know they want makes you make money is running ads, right? You can do a shitty video, and if you run an ad, you're gonna make money, right? Yeah. But it's gonna make you stand out from your competition. Is gonna be creating good quality content,
yeah,
right? And consistent content.
Well, I was gonna say consistency is a huge part of it. Because like if you're only bringing me out like maybe like 3 or 4 times a month, like, I mean, exactly. It's not, I wouldn't really call that consistent. Like with the shit that you guys can post from that, like, I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people says quality over quantity, right? And I like to say quality and quantity. Let's do both, and that way we can bring more to the table,
Absolutely.
So we can post consistent and everything. Because when they reach out for me, I'm like, oh, I want to create this video for my my brand. I'm like, okay, cool. Just making sure that you're creating one video, but just making sure that you're aware that's not gonna bring you a lot of money, right? Yeah. I'd rather like pitch a campaign for them, where I'm gonna offer like teasers, pictures, different videos and stuff that I know that's gonna be bringing money to their wallet, and that way they're gonna hire me again.
That's why I always push for like Facebook marketing and stuff like that too. I'm like, if you're not putting like money behind the content we're putting out here today,
no matter how good the content is,
it doesn't, like, it won't matter. Like you need to put money behind advertising for it. If you're not doing that, like I would love to come out and shoot it still, but like you're not using
you're not maximizing the content.
And why would you not try to maximize profits you can make?
And it's super cheap right now nowadays, honestly.
Well, and Facebook's awesome too, because if you already know your like group that you're going after, like you're like, because you can like narrow down to people's like what they like doing, like fitness, like their hobbies, activities, age, like where they're located at. Like, I mean, you can get super specific with it, which I think it's crazy how like, and you also don't have to spend an arm and a leg to advertise.
No,
like that.
But if you spend a lot of money, it's good, right?
Well, I mean, obviously,
I have one of my clients, he spent like $1,500 a week.
Yeah,
and I'm like, shit, man. That's a lot, which is good. I mean, that's good because and it's funny because it always pops up in my IG. I'm like, dude, and I call him, yo, I already use the service. Yeah. Stop, we're super close enough. Yeah. He has a tent shop.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're putting $1,500 a week, you can easily. It's for a reason, right? Because it's working. Yeah. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it.
Well, the more of my clients, they're called Car Turner. They make these automotive platforms like that. Basically, you just don't have to do any construction or crazy installation for them. But so like it'll just like if you have like a tight driveway or have like trouble parking at your house, it can like spin your car around for you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but we do stuff like that, and like our first ad campaign that we ran, we spent $150, and we had 2 people make purchase off it, and like the minimum you spend there for like even the basic package is $10,000.
Holy!
So I was like, off of a $150 ad, I'm like,
yes,
that's some
dude.
Like we just made $20K off $150. So
exactly.
I was like, that's pretty cool. Like it was, and that like got me excited because I was like, wow, I'm like.
That's how you know you can deliver.
And that's why, and people, exactly, because like I love shooting content and doing stuff like that, but like I do hope that my clients are able to make way more money off of what I'm providing them to.
Yeah,
like
so they can hire you again and just keep working. Everybody's winning. Exactly. It's a win-win. You win, you hire me, you win.
And that's why I always want my clients to win on that kind
all
of
stuff.
All the time.
Like,
like I would love to see you grow. Like I hope I'm able to give you the next step up.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually really have to educate your clients in order to like maximize the content, right?
Yes.
I also have this client that I did a campaign for them for like 3K.
Yeah.
And then it was pretty small, and then he showed me the next day and he sold 10K in one day. And now my that's I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it, bro. And now we keep working together and stuff, you know. But I just showed me, this guy reached out to me as well. He was gonna do animation for this Netflix show, right? And he reached out, yo, how much should I charge? I'm like, okay, let me tell you, this guy that is just like a small business, I did a campaign for 3,000 and he made 10K in one day. Yeah. Imagine how much Netflix gonna make out of your ad.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So he fucking bump up the price, and I haven't reached out to him, but I'm sure he because it comes when it comes to numbers, man. We get as a creatives, we get like sometimes we don't want to say no because we don't make money, right? Yeah. Which is good, because I always say it's always best to do 50% of something than 100% of nothing. Yes. Right. So it's always, when it comes to selling ourselves, it's always good to like learn how to negotiate, you know. Okay.
Well, and that was the thing too, because when I first started, I was just like whoring myself out, man. I was just like you. Like,
I think we all do.
And well, I think starting out too, it's hard like not to. And I get it, like when you're first starting, but you need to also see like once you have your portfolio built up, and you got to find that jumping off point for yourself too. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not gonna take like jobs like lower than this or whatever, like, because you know, like then like you learn the cost of doing business and like how long it's going to take you to edit this or whatnot. Like, it's just, you have to be self-conscious about how you operate your business and what kind of profits you're making off your business too.
Absolutely. It comes to there's this book, man, for creatives. I forgot the name of it. I'll play it right now. But what he says in the book is where is the name of it? It's the Win Without Pitching Manifesto. I don't know if you heard about it. No. It's a creative book, and something that he says there in the book, and I really like, it's like, as a creative, you start shooting $100, right? Yeah. And you can start getting booked for that price, and they're like, okay, everybody's hiring me, I need to bump up my prices, and you bump it up at $300, right? Yeah. And then it's gonna happen again. Everybody's gonna hire you. Everybody's cool with that price, and then you have to bump it up again. So he said, I'm gonna save. It's always a cycle, right? He said, I'm gonna save you 3 steps from 100 go to 1,000. You know, because you're gonna do it eventually, so you just fucking do it. But he also says you need to back it up. You need to know what you're doing. You cannot be selling $1,000 video with which is cheap, bro. If you're
especially if you're talking about something like commercially too. I'm like, and that, like when I have people that come to me and I want to do like commercial products, and they're like, my budget is like $700. I'm like, well, like, are you not like planning on, like, if you're not planning on making more than $700 off this, I'm like, that's just like I don't think you're like ready for the next step to do like production like that. Mm-hmm. Like and for me, like, and it's nice in a way to be able to not like have to take everything that comes your way now. And like when people are like, oh, that's too expensive for me, I'm like, all right. Like sometimes I even offer payment plans for people too. Like if it is smart, if it's too expensive, I'm like, I'm happy. I'm like, we can set up something, and like contract, I'll be like, you pay me like X amount like each month, and I usually try to close it out within like 2 or 3 months. At like 3 months is my maximum for like trying to collect on something. But
never tried it before. It's pretty smart.
Yeah, and most people just want to pay up front anyway, so there's no issues with that. But
yeah. Like I said, I always charge. I don't start editing the video until the payment is paid off. Usually the reason is because I have some clients that they ask, and when it comes time to pay, they lag. You know, and it's like, I mean, and now I shouldn't be asking for something that you know how to do, right? Oh. And I know myself, and I know I'm gonna deliver either way, quick and fast. So
and that's why I think too, like once you start working with people too, I'm like, now like I know I'm gonna get this job done in a timely manner, and that's like I think also something, because like a lot of like restaurant owners and people I'll go talk to, like for like clients and stuff, that they'll say like, oh, I hired this videographer, and like it took them like 2 months to get this project back to me, or like I hired this videographer or photographer or whatever, and they're just like never got, like they just never sent me
they have
anything.
bad experiences too.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I totally get that, but I'm like, look, like I'm coming here, I'm gonna get the job done, and like especially for like some like little promo shit or whatever, I'm like, I'm gonna probably get that back to them within like 48 hours.
Nice. Let's go, dude.
And like from a business standpoint too, it's like I could not imagine, like, unless it's like a big ass project, like we're talking about like a big like commercial campaign or something, like I could not imagine sitting on a like a $500-600 project for 2 months. That's just like,
that's too much, man.
Like we're like, how are you gonna get your money back? Like,
and
that's
think about it.
Your return on investment is fucking dead at that point.
And think about it, right? So that was 2 months, right? They think you might edit that video for 2 months straight, which is you probably spend 1 day editing it, right?
Yeah.
So they expect a lot. Oh shit, he took 2 months. That must be fucking great.
Yeah.
And now you only spent 1 day, so it looks bad on you. So the faster you deliver it's a win-win because you deliver faster and it's great. Like, oh shit, you did this in 48 hours.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you know? Instead of like, oh, you did this in 2 months. It can be the same video, but if you deliver in 2 days, it's gonna look way better if you deliver in 2 months, even if it's the same video, right? No matter what.
Yeah. Well, right? It just people. We live in a very like
fast
now society. Like fucking Amazon, for example. Like you can click a button and you can have something show up like literally the same day to your doorstep.
It's dangerous,
people want that like fast and like. I think if you can also provide quality and like speed, people appreciate that.
I appreciate it a lot. Yeah. It was one of my mentors, Jason. He already was on the podcast. He taught me that, you know, like he was like, well, I'm delivering all this great content, and like when I see them people most excited is when they deliver fast, you know, not too much of the quality. I mean, he delivers quality too. He's a beast, but he found out that people appreciate how fast you deliver.
And like I think the other thing too in our field, a lot of people don't know how to properly communicate with clients. Like you need to like keep them on, like you guys need to be on the same page all the time. Like,
yes.
And I think people just don't like, and I know it's hard not to be like introverted with that kind of shit, but like if you want to run a business, you need to step out of that fucking shell. Like you need to like talk with people, just talk to people like they're fucking people.
Educate them. Yeah. At the end of the day, they're just human.
And that's what they're gonna like. They might have some like weird requests or something, but like that's on you to manage those expectations and to explain and tell them like how this works.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah, like most people think you're like, I'm gonna shoot and edit, I'm gonna plug my SD card in the computer, and the video's done.
I know,
like,
but nah.
That's not how it works.
No,
so like,
sadly. I mean, that I like to, when it comes to like, if they want to do any video, a campaign, if I know something big, I'd rather meet up with them an hour and see how are we gonna be creating, instead of just like meeting on the studio and spend hours like, oh, okay, we're doing like no. So I'd rather spend time 1 hour and just like having a meeting than wasting time.
And that was like the one thing I think the most useful thing I learned from college was like, it was proper pre-production planning prevents piss poor performance. So like I always like to meet up with people. I need to talk to you before, whether it's a phone call, a Zoom call, meet up in person. Like we need to have some sort of like game plan. Like I don't need like, we don't need to have the full thing necessarily planned out, but like we need a skeleton to work off of. So like while we're in the, especially in the studio, as soon as you walk into a studio, money's already running on the clock. So like we need to like have a plan walking in there, like before an issue, just so you don't waste your time, their time. Like have some sort of a plan. Like if you want to do something in between, you're like, oh, this shot would be cool, or maybe we could shoot a scene here instead. Like that's fine, but now you have a skeleton. Like so, like I need these shots.
Yeah, did you
to tell the story.
Like, storyboards?
Yeah,
you do storyboards. That's cool.
That's storyboard. I'm still like, I'm like stick figure kind of shit. But like still, just even having something like that is nice. Yeah, just to like kind of like be able to explain what your vision is in your head, because like and that's the other thing, you have to be able to communicate that to your client too. Like you can't just keep everything up here. You need to express that too.
Absolutely. Can you repeat that quote one more time? What is it?
It was proper pre-production planning prevents piss poor performance.
Nice, dude. I don't think I'll be able to say that ever.
That's like tattooed in my fucking brain. I was like, my one professor was like, he was a cool dude.
That's cool, man. I'm trying to learn that. It's gonna be super hard, dude. Yeah. But it's like this other remind me to this quote that said, "It's not the taste that takes the time to take. No, it's not the time. How does it go? It's not the takes. It's not the takes that takes the time. To do the take. Is the time between the take that takes the time." Something like that. Yeah. But I was like, it's true. You know, like people think that it's hard for us to like. It's not when we're shooting. It's more of the behind the scenes. You know, like okay, let's get makeup ready. Let's get like this pose ready.
Well, that's what I mean. Like if pre-production for me sometimes takes the most time out of like between like, because like the actual shoot day, that shit flies by quick.
Easy.
And then post-production, I mean that takes some time, some thinking, but whatnot. But like the pre-production for me, I don't mind if that takes the most time, because
it's gonna make your job easier.
It's gonna make the next two parts
way easier.
Fucking like that. Like, and it just makes more sense to me to like take that time, talk, ask the questions. Like I have a whole like list of questions I'll fire off at, like, well, depending on like what the project is, but like I just make sure I ask all these questions, because like, and especially going forward, because like I made so many different like mistakes where I'm like, shit, I should have asked about that, or like told them about this, and like learning from that, and then like making sure you just ask that the next time. Like like it's from the amount of times I've failed to like like just like little like mistakes where I'm like I like should have like mentioned like I don't want to sit here and like re-edit this video like 5 fucking times.
I know.
Just like let me know, like that's why I'm like now like I put that kind of stuff in my contract. I talk about it first and like just make sure you ask the right questions before you take that job on, because like you just never know, man. Like it's you don't want to be like stuck there and like oh, this sounds like a great project, but then now this thing's getting dragged out for like a month or 2 months or like, and you're like,
yeah,
this is not what I was expecting.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. You know, I think as you grow as a creative, you learn that, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we can give advices to people and stuff, but they won't learn anything until they're on their field. You know, they actually understand the process.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be those clients that they don't like it. They don't like. I mean, I never had that client that they don't like my job and stuff, but I have clients that, oh, can you change this? Oh, can you change back to how it was? I'm like, okay, cool. Can you change one more time? I'm like, dude, this can be fit. And I don't like to say anything because, like I said, I'm not an asshole at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah.
That was me before. Now I'm an asshole, dude. Sometimes.
Well, and you not like you kind of have to be though, like, and it's not like necessarily being. I mean, I guess kind of like not necessarily have to be like an asshole, but you need to set boundaries for your clients too, because otherwise, like, some people will just like you give them an inch, they're gonna take a whole mile. So like you just need to set up those boundaries and be like, look, this is what I'm offering you. This is what I'm paying for. Like, you're paying for the cheeseburger. You're not paying for like the whole head of lettuce, a whole thing of tomatoes, and like a sleeve of like buns or whatever. Like that's, you're paying for this, and this is what I'm offering you. I'm like, I'm happy to do these other things too, but like, this is not like, we didn't talk about this before.
Yeah.
Which is like, so I'm happy to renegotiate what our offer can be, but like, yeah, like if we only talked about the cheeseburger, I'm not giving you the whole ingredients to make your own cheeseburgers
absolutely.
too. Yeah.
I did that to my clients on purpose. He was being an ass, so he asked for more stuff, and I'm gonna do everything you want. I didn't say anything. No, yeah, I got you, man. I did everything, and when I sent the invoice, I'm like, okay, this is how much it's gonna be. He's like, oh, I didn't know you're gonna charge more. Like, of course, man. What do you thought? I mean, extra work requires extra money, so of course it does. But it wasn't a lot of money. It was like an extra like couple $100, you know.
Yeah.
But he wasn't aware.
But
like,
still doing that extra shit, like,
yeah, absolutely.
It costs money, man. Like, it's not like someone's like, if someone's just hiring me to shoot something, because I've done that before. I just go out and like shoot, and I give them the footage. They're like, how fast do you think you can have that video back? I'm like,
I know.
Well, I mean, like, you just paid me to come out and shoot the video. So I was like, if you want editing services, I'm like, this is how much I can do this video for, or we can do it by hourly, whatever you want to do. But they're like, oh, like, I thought this was included in the package. I'm like, no. I'm like, you specifically said you were looking for a videographer to shoot these scenes. I'm like, we didn't, like, I asked you if you wanted editing. You're like, nah, you can just shoot this. So I'm like, don't, like, you have to stand up for yourself. You can't let people like push you around with that.
You have to educate your clients one more time. You know, I need to. I'm not gonna repeat all the time because you need to educate your time.
And so you can do it like respectfully too. You don't like, you know what I mean?
Oh
like,
yeah, of course.
Like yeah, you just like, oh no, I'm sorry. Like this wasn't like this is what we agreed upon. And if you want like extra deliverables, that's totally fine. But like we just have to renegotiate what our invoice is gonna be. So.
And it's funny because like they don't know. Like the equipment, how much is it, right? They're not shooting with like a 5,000 worth equipment, you know. And I have my PC that I'm paying, like I pay like 3,000 for it. And then I'm editing in a program that I pay $50 a month, you know. So they don't know when it comes to like I'm probably shooting with like 10 G's to create one video. I spend that money to create that video, and they're like, oh, why are you charging me 2 G's? Why are you charging me 1,000? Why are you charging me $300? It depends, you know.
Yeah, and that is the other thing too. That was like what I learned too. I think from full-time filmmakers was like learning to incorporate your gear prices into that as well, because I'm like, you're putting wear and tear on your stuff that you're using daily.
Everything,
like that.
Dude.
Like
everything.
Especially like my computer. I'm like, because like when I first moved out here, so I now have PC, but when I first moved out here, I had a iMac 8 gigabytes, and that I was editing I was trying to edit 4K footage on
dude,
there.
You cannot edit on that, dude.
And I was just like,
you can even edit 720 on the bitch.
Well, because like, dude, when you have like shit exporting like that, and like it's not like I can open Lightroom while that shit's fucking like rendering or exporting, like the whole computer will kill itself. Like, but like so I was just like, at this point, I'm like, I should not be operating faster than my computer's operating. So I'm like, I was like, it's time to upgrade. So I was like, I was looking at Mac, but I was like, for the price point and like the functionality, I'm like, PC makes way more sense.
Way
like,
more, dude.
Because I ended up like, I paid this dude to put this computer together for me. And I was like, my budget for the computer, I was like, it's like I can do like 3,500 on it.
Nice, dude.
And I was like,
well, pretty good. It's probably a good computer. I only spec 1600 on my computer, and it delivers, bro. It delivers.
We just shot this short film on was an Arri Alexa like Mini.
Nice.
And then, but like I was able to like, I mean, we had to like render the footage, but once we rendered the footage, that shit cut through it like butter. It was just like, it was nice and like
full, playing a full.
Exactly,
you edit on Premiere Pro?
What's that?
You edit on Premiere Pro?
Yeah, Premiere Pro. I did. So like that was like in school we learned, like the first 2 years they taught us all Final Cut, and the next 2 years they taught us all Premiere Pro, which I was like,
really?
I mean, I feel like once you learn one editing program, you can kind of pick up on like the other shit that's going on.
Really? That's how it is? Really interesting, dude. I mean, that's how I see it when I learn After
Effects.
Effects.
DaVinci, I was like, that.
Dude, I tried DaVinci. I even bought a course that was $1,000. Dude, I haven't even opened it.
Dude,
I'm so intimidated for that program.
I was just trying to fucking throw text on there. It took me like 30 minutes how to figure out how to get that shit.
Dude, I still need to. I mean, like I said, a good thing I have the course. It's there. It doesn't expire or anything. But eventually, when I have time, I'm gonna do it because After Effects I learned it when I was the pandemic. You know, I had finally time. So I spent like 2-3 months learning After Effects and Cinema 4D, dude, and I became pretty good at it. Pretty decent.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at the shit you're putting out.
Exactly,
now, man. Like,
right.
It's realistic, it's believable, and it looks fucking cool. Like,
and recently, one of my guys, when I posted Sarah one, you know, I posted behind the scenes how I created.
Yeah.
I created some 3D, and he's like, "Oh, I wish I have the time to create that." I'm like, "Man, I don't even have the time. If it wasn't for the pandemic, trust me, I would never learn it. I don't know what you did in your pandemic time, but what I did, I used like learn, you know."
Oh, and that's why I did. I was like, I was doing some like online courses and shit like that too, and then that was actually when I started like making some of those like mushroom heads, because I was just sitting there.
I thought about it, because I saw your. I went out to your page, like I stalked you, and I saw the time, and it was like April 2020, and I'm like, he probably did all this, but
no one wanted to shoot or anything for like that first 3 months, so it was like pretty dry. So I was like, well, I gotta make some. I might,
right?
I like after just like fucking eating edibles and sit on my couch for all day long, I'm like, all right, it's time to like do something else.
Yeah, but I mean, even like that, even if I have the time and the money enough, I will like to like every year do like a 2 months where I just learn something. Yeah. Because I mean, look at the word you came out with. Like even for myself, the things that I learned from those 2 months of taking a break from work. Yeah. I'm not even taking a break. It's like I have no option, right? Yeah. But it's something great, man. I think
you can keep sharpening behind the scenes too, which is like. I mean, yeah, because like some people just sat there and watched Netflix or just ordered shit online, like whatever. I was like, which is cool, but like, shit. I mean,
that's me every day though. I used to watch Netflix all day.
I was like, you had all this time to like do something, like either like think of a side hustle, start like researching something, start learning shit that like you've wanted to do before, but like your just daily life didn't allow it. But like, now you have the time. Like the world kind of came to like a little, I wouldn't say like a stop, but like that shit slowed down enough where you could like learn, like you could like pick up on shit that you wanted to before, like I think some people took advantage of that, and I think there's a lot of people that are just kind of like took the time to fuck off, like
and it's sad, you know, and the every person is different for sure, but I think this is good, man. It was great. One last thing I want to ask you, what do you shoot with?
I shoot with Sony A7R II right now.
And you say you're trying to buy the...
I'm torn between, at the moment, the FX3 and the Zeke. I think I was going to do like, was it the Mark II, either 4K
What's the price difference?
Price difference, I would say the Zeke, the one that I'm looking at, the Zeke is like maybe like $800 cheaper than the FX, but like...
Cheaper, really?
Yeah, it's a little bit cheaper, but like, I don't know, I'm torn because like, I love the Sony, and the Zcam is actually pretty small. It's pretty like it's actually I actually got to play around with the 6K version. It was it's pretty compact. I was surprised. I thought it was gonna be like a big ass like cube, but no, it's not bad. It's like maybe about that big or so. So it's not bad.
Yeah, I saw some content of the FX3.
Yeah,
fell in love with it too.
Well, and the color grading, it's just.
And it's too compact. It's too small, dude. You can put it in a gimbal.
Yeah, well, the R2 I have is like, you can shoot like S-Log, but like it's just like simulated S-Log basically. Yeah. I mean, it's nice. You can still do color correction and shit on there, but like the bit rate is not, it's just.
It's not Canon.
Exactly.
It's not Canon, bro. It's not Canon. It's not Black Magic. Let's put it like that. Nah, it's true, man. But I mean, when it was great, I respect you more now that I get to like ask you this question and everything. You know, I already respect you this much, and now I respect you this much.
Appreciate that.
Thanks for coming to the podcast. You can be doing anything else, and you spend some time here, which I really appreciate it, bro.
Oh yeah.
Keep going, brother.